Caballo Blanco Ultra has become one of my favorite races, and I run a lot of races and I have a lot of favorite races, but now this one is right at the top, and it has to do with the entire experience, not just the actual run. So I first learned about this race, like a lot of you probably, from this book right here. I think I read this back in 2011, and I love adventure stories. I love Mexico, and the beginning is such a great buildup of these mysterious canyons and these mysterious people, the Tarahumara Indians that run in sandals, and it can run forever. And it just piqued my interest. I didn't really care about the barefoot stuff. I've never been a barefoot fan. I liked the adventure story of this. And so after reading it, I thought, I want to go down there someday. At this point in my life, I had never run an ultra marathon. I've always been a runner ever since I was a little kid. But I'm talking like 5Ks and 10Ks and a handful of marathons, but nothing further. But this book right here got me psyched to see how far I could push my body. So fast forward to 2015, I was talking with one of my good friends, Larkin, and I said, let's go down to the canyons and make a film, and I'll run the race, and it'll be my first 50-mile race. And we took buses all the way from the front door of my house. Bye-bye. Here's our bus. Bus number 1. And connected a whole network of buses, and then a train, and went all the way down to the canyons. It was an epic adventure, and it was really fun because what I read in the book was coming to life right in front of me. So what do you think, guys?
It's a long way down.
Yeehaw! That is one beautiful canyon. So we get down there, it's beautiful. The little city of Urique down there at the bottom of the canyon is like this idyllic little Mexican village. There's kids running around, there's donkeys, all the houses are colorfully painted, and it's just pure Mexico. I'm a little nervous because I've never run 50 miles, but this is 90% adventure, 10% race. I'm just doing the race to have a great life experience. And then the day before the race, something very sad happened. We were all gathered by the organizers of the race, and we were told that the race would be canceled because they could not guarantee our safety. And what was happening was there were gun battles going on in the canyons at different spots where the course was going through. And of course they weren't aiming at, innocent people, but bad guys were shooting bad guys, and you know how drug lords go, they just love their guns. And it was really, really sad because this race was started by an amazing man named Micah True, who later became known as Caballo Blanco, and that's how this race came to be. And his whole dream with this race was to show off this beautiful culture, the Raramuri people.
Esta carrera, este objetivo ha unido razas. Micah decía, mientras que el mundo está en guerra, nosotros venimos aquí a correr libre y a crear paz.
If you've read the book, you know that this area can be dangerous. There are pockets of narcos down in the canyons, but for the most part, it's very peaceful. And this was the first time the race was ever canceled.
I've never felt so much love among a universal family as I do this moment. And I hope everyone comes back to show this is a people of love and beauty, and we'll always run free.
The next year, I didn't go down to the race, but then last year, I did go down. And when I was down the very first time, I made friends with a lot of the Mas Locos, Michael Miller and all his friends, Barefoot Ted, famous Barefoot Ted from this book. He's down there all the time.
Officer, I have not been drinking, I just sniffed a little glue. My name's Barefoot Ted.
And we drove all the way down from Phoenix, Arizona, stopped in Creel, and just had a great adventure all the way down to the canyons.
They had some cute street dogs here in Creel. Look at this guy, his name's Oso. Looks like Chewbacca.
Here I am in Urique, in the Copper Canyons. It's perfectly peaceful and safe, and this time the race is gonna happen. Let's go do Caballo Blanco. What do you say? Vámonos. Viva! Viva Chihuahua! About 600 people that run, 500 Tarahumara, maybe 100 Mexican nationals from around Mexico, and then 50-ish gringos. and everybody is smiling the entire time. And maybe at the very end people are grimacing, but usually throughout the entire race I would run up next to somebody and start talking and chatting.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿usted?
Excelente.
¿De dónde viene?
Yo vengo de los Estados Unidos,
Estados Unidos. Oh,
de Colorado.
bienvenido y disfruta el paisaje.
Gracias, amigo.
I know a big part of this book emphasizes the whole that they run in sandals, and that's what kind of kicked off the barefoot movement. But a lot of these runners run in those sandals that are made out of cut up car tires, and it's absolutely amazing to see them just fly. They float. And here we are, the gringos, all geared up with this expensive stuff and big, cushiony shoes.
It's too steep to run.
It's not just the big race that happens that weekend, there's also a kids race. And the kids race is so amazing. There's probably like 1,000 kids, and they come from all over the canyon. And a lot of the Mas Locos have organized it so that they get medals and food and toys and lunch. A lot of the runners and the families come from all over the canyons, from way far away. A lot of them walk to this little town of Urique, and they set up camp for the entire weekend. And the entire weekend is essentially a raging party. There's mariachi all over the streets, there's music and food. Not only did Micah True want to create a race that celebrated the running culture of these people, but he also wanted to give back to them. And so every Tarahumara Raramuri runner gets what's called a vale, which is a voucher. And you get a certain amount of these little wristbands when you do these checkpoints. And if you finish the entire race, you have, I think, like 5 different checkpoint vouchers. And you can use those vouchers to buy cornmeal. So for a lot of the native people down there, this race is not only a race for exercise, it also helps them provide for their families. Another one of my favorite parts of being down there is the food. There's a restaurant called Mamatitas. It's also in this book. It was Caballo Blanco's favorite place to get food, and they make the best guacamole in the entire world.
Muy solo y muy triste te dejaron, y sin dinero, sin mí, sin nada.
It's exactly what Micah wanted it to be. I really think it is. It is a gigantic party of all these different people from around the world. It's not just gringos, Americans that go down. There's people from Europe and Japan and all over Mexico, and it's a showcase of the culture that's down in these canyons. And it is really, really a fascinating and beautiful and kind culture. I have always loved Mexico. I love the culture, I love the people, I love the food, I love the music. I love just how carefree and goofy people are down there, and I fit in. I love it.
Now I'm going to the tortilla station. This is what I've been waiting for. The bean burritos, mira. Oh, qué rico, mira. Gracias. Wow, this makes this race the best race in the world.
Viva Mexico! I'm so excited to go back, if you can't tell by my smile. So if you want to watch some of the videos that I've made in the past, I will link them down here. They're a lot of fun, and it'll paint the picture for you of what it's like down there. And if you're thinking, maybe I'm gonna go run that race, I totally recommend it. It's beautiful. And don't forget, guys, subscribe and like and leave comments and do all that fun stuff that you YouTubers do. And let's keep on building this community and having more fun.
One of the best feelings of accomplishment I've ever had in my life. Thank you, Caballo Blanco.